First, the headlines. One woman found dead by hanging in suspicious condition at Sagolban Bijoy Govinda. Churachandpur Meitei United Committee submits two-point memorandum to Governor, Chief Secretary and DC Bisnupur. RPI Athawale Maheswar Thaunazam states that due to the lack of the cumulative stance, the current crisis has been prolonged. Pope Francis, the first Latin American leaders of the Roman Catholic Church, dies at 88, day after celebrating Easter. There's an organized mega blood donation camp with more than 100 voluntary blood donors in remembrance of the month of April 1981. Kuki Joe and Mao Naga IAS officers from Manipur take top finance ministry roles. And ISRO completes second satellite docking, eyes future space missions. A very good evening. You're watching the Primetime English News. Now let's see the news in detail. A woman from the Sagolban Bijoy Govinda under Lamphel police stations of the Imphal West district has been found dead today at around 1 p.m. by hanging in her residence in suspicious conditions. The deceased has been identified as the Ningthombam Ningol RK Ongbi Lakhibai, aged about 51 years, wife of RK Chauba. Police teams of the Lamphel Police have picked up the body and is being kept at Reemsmall for post-mortem. As per information called from the spot, local residents stated that early this morning, the deceased has a quarrel with her husband RK Chauba. A delegation representing internally displaced persons from Churachandpur district has submitted a memorandum to the Manipur Governor Ajay Kumar Bhala and Chief Secretary Prasant Kumar Singh, outlining urgent welfare and rehabilitation measures needed for displaced families. The Churachandpur Meitei United Committee, an umbrella organizations comprising 5 civil society groups, namely Meitei Society Churachandpur, Meitei Youth Organization, Churachandpur Meitei Ethnic Class Victim Committee, Ima Laimarel and Nupi Samaj, presented 4 key demands following a meeting held at the Mangol Nganbi College, Ningthaukong on April 13, 2025. Speaking to the reporters after meeting, the Chief Secretary Nava Ningthausams of the Churachandpur Meitei Ethnic Class Victim Committee highlighted the deteriorating living conditions faced by the IDPs as the conflict approaches its 2-year mark. He called for the coordinated effort between the central and the state governments to ensure the timely implementation of the socio-economic stability measures. The memorandum also requested the construction of the temporary shelters at the Paugak Chau Ikhai in Bisnupur district. Ningthausams explained that approximately 2,000 displaced families need about 0.04 acres of land each to establish dignified temporary accommodation until safe return to Churachandpur becomes possible. If state land is unavailable at the Phogakchau Ikai, the groups asked authorities to purchase approximately 80 acres of the private land for allocations to the displaced families. Copies of the memorandum were also submitted to the Deputy Commissioner of the Bisnupur District and the MLA of the Kumbi Assembly constituency as well.
Labor Yagada Haitana, the Huzik came the laser privacy later, say he should love Nino, pressure tension, I'm living in a IDBC, so I don't sometimes have society tendencies, I don't know one later. I did Masaga, Mamaga, Mapaga, Matimana, Waritana, Matam later, Matamna, Waritana, Matam later. I don't assume Mazakan Sakana to the Sindina Vine Appointed Kamzaramane, Governor of Huzipira, I don't know the Chief Secretary, I don't know the Kumbi MLA, Honorable MLA, okay, President, the Pig, and I don't know the concerned DC, Bisnupur Deputy Commissioner, okay, Sir become the so Huzik, is again. Hello, my CSK response Ampaze, my was a 2 Matanda, Masu Loinu Ure, Likim da Waba, Tolek Kudung Tadaba, the okay sanitary, Tumun Tabum Karikaram, Yam Kudung Tadesma. Masana dum haire aduna athu mutam na sije thabak oina pangthok pina ba haina haibire akhoi thu mutam na tobina ba hai tumana
RPI Athawale, National Secretary Mahesotanazam has expressed that due to the lack of the cumulative consensus, the almost 2 years long crisis has been prolonged in the strife-torn state of Manipur. He added that the lack of the consensus between the different political parties, CSOs and the general public, the crisis has not been able to be brought to an end, whereby the people have been suffering from the numerous hardships and troubles since May 3, 2023. The statement was made during a public meeting held at the Moirang Kampu Puriba Puraba Laibung Community Hall, being organized by the Moirang Kampu Social Economy. During the public meeting, RPI Athawale National Secretary Mahesotanazam, who is also the Manipur State Unit President, further stated that the failure to arrive at common decisions by all the stakeholders in the state is another big reason for delay in bringing back peace and normalcy in the state. He added that different political parties, CSO and the general public have their own different opinion as to who, how and why the current crisis in the state's Manipur broke out. He stressed that the cumulative solutions to the current crisis can only be brought only when all the stakeholders leave behind their differences in ideologies and opinions and come forward for one ultimate decision. With regards to the recent warning issues by the Kuki community barring Meitei's people from entering sacred Meitei religious places such as the Tangzing and the Kaubru Hills, Mahesotanazam expressed that such act amounts to refraining persons from entering inside his own house, and such acts are not acceptable.
Hayeng Hydraga, Sigi Kamusnam, what other Taragadi, a party that would limit up the Taragadi, any political party which would be able to be received, limit up the Taragadi, Hayeng Maitogani, a quick party, CM with number 28, a quick party, Sakar, having number 28, what kind of a day. I don't get aware, one of the break, Paranang, even with the break, Paran, over the same over the implement on the Potuna, nothing, Moy center as a Kangi, Moy more than the Mother Day, but we were going down enough when the young knights and the young Kangi were right. Thinking you shot the book, who were a set for the Tanzing of Ulu Kakapada. Yahweh kind of thing was who is hard Yunda, Nansana, Yahweh had was upon a Presidia. You hide the photo, hide the bar, or without say, I have to talk about Akuiga, Paminaraga. Kuki terrorist ka paminaraga ko ito bugi lansi notion siya na kanadino tayo.
Federations of Haumi today, the 21st April, has conducted the mass tree plantation programs at the Sawangbung Kabui Kul Indigenous Pillar Complex. The event has been attended by the several renowned leaders of the CSOs and the indigenous communities of the state. Speaking on occasions as chief guest, Lamlai Assembly Constituency MLA KH Ibomcha expressed that Manipur's integrity and the unity can flourish only when the indigenous 25 clans and the dynasties of the state learn and know about their true ancestral lineage. He further appeals to the people of all the indigenous communities residing in the states Manipur to extend cooperations in the endeavor of the Federation of Haumi to build up the idea of oneness and common brotherhood for peace and prosperity in the states of Manipur once again.
Koi purup singse kanano haibada amana amabu khangnanaba akhoi apunba unity nungsinaba poroknabugi yamna asauba adu maram amani ada yamna arhalaiba amane ana khali aduna ngasi sina akhoi gi hariba unity pillar sigi complex sida uwa thabagi program ni ada masi akhoi gi manipur da laiminariba koi ek salai leiba koi mahero indagi koi leiminaraba pup masen punamangna amatta oina akoi thawayana sawatpa masi mapung phahanaba honaba aruga federation of hangmina thamiba koi purup punamakse amatani amatta oina koi leigedabani haibase yamna pung thawbaningai ni koi punamakna sawatpam thoi haina ai thamje.
Democratic Students Alliance of the Manipur, DESAM, today, the 21st April, has conducted mega blood donation camps on the theme Blood for the Students, Community and the People of Manipur. During the 83rd blood donation camps of the DESAM this year, more than 100 voluntary blood donors donated blood at RIMS, JDIM, Siza, Babina and the Sawmill District Hospital. Speaking on the connections with today's blood donation camp, DESAM President Mayengbam Samorjit Smaite expressed that this month of April recollects the unforgettable accounts of 1891's Anglo-Manipuri War, where brave Manipuri soldiers laid down their life fighting against the mighty British Empire for our independence and sovereignty. He added that in order to provide the much-needed life-saving blood in commemorations of these historical months, the mega blood donation scheme is being organized. He further highlighted that 1 unit of the blood can save 3 precious lives and urged everyone to come forward and donate blood voluntarily to save those who are in need of blood.
Medical science is a color which in Bayadava, you even EP, the Gatisha, instead of voluntary blood donor, he must see, we can never going to honor to make Yapan Hikapunam de, Ramasina, EP Bayaraba, Yamasu, EP Raga, we Tanai for the National Nova, State Lady, E. Award Pacific, Kanava, Puna, so Yaminasi, Lona Rovada, some medical game, see Pampuna Navada. Mating pangpil kiba lo ina si koi donor sing si ko pung to piboy na koi donor sing si na koi fruit ma koi preserve ma si koi sponsor to birapa el Nandakumar koi this is Sunday na dukang tongan ba mai kya dagi blood donation si ko mai pa na lo gi ma mating pangpil ko kudin su ke sam mai kai dagi kai kung chari lo na si ko ba ke ma sida I bibi riba donor kudi mo gutsulo sige mai kai dagi awang ma thakya kai kung ko chari rong gi ma na mi hongi pisi kan bang godori bani magani ha bagi mai bu sumya puno hongi na si ha na haizara ka long live the sam long.
The 56th Foundation Day of the Manipuri Chanura Laisam Marov Macha Laima has been observed today, the 21st April at the Lamyanba Sanglan College compound. The Foundation Day's observation was attended by Manipur's renowned artist Chongtham Kamala, Macha Laima Presidents Wangkai Mayum Amushana and the other CSO leaders. Speaking during the observation, Macha Laima President Wangkai Mayum Amushana stated that Macha Laima was established in the year 1969 and before the celebration of the International Women's Day. Macha Laima had already started celebrating Women's Day 2 years ahead. She highlighted that in the year 1972, Macha Laima schools was founded to impart education to the future pillars of the society and with the aims of provide better economic freedom to the women folks of the state. They had established a microfinance scheme named Macha Chama. She further highlighted that the annual celebrations of the Kongzom Day of the April 23rd had already been started by the Macha Laima since the year 1970.
Malengi nupigi numitse sidagi akhoi masa laimana pangthoiba nupigi numisina ne sahi ani hana advance oina pangthoi haiba simasu miam da ai thamjage adudagi amu akoina national character ama sagatna ba lairiba angang singse sigise karamaina mama leba ningba ade karamaina kari tawdagi haibagi tambina bagi damakta akoina 1973 gi June gi tangwanda akoina angang singi school lama masa laima school haidana ama linkhatle aduga akoina ngasi phawwa school se hingi ngasi phawwa tawri adudagi matamdudagi hauna matamdudadi akoina class 5 phawtang lerame hojiti class 10 gi angang mayam ama puthoktana sigumba amada leire adudagi amu aina matang sida panjaban ninguna khoi manipuri chanura le se marupna Chefong ama puthokse chefong se tha mari gi oye chefong se nupi gi hiramda adagi sahitya gi maramda lesem lon gi matangda haksel gi matangda nei hariba chefong asida aikoina haukiba khoigi nupi lan thokiba thodo wathokse sigi akuppa pawdam akoigi lisingamaga samapan maudra mapan gi December gi tarani thoida special issue ma phongjei hariba special issue sida hena akuppa maron chu yawi.
The union government has appointed 2 tribal IAS officers from Manipur to secretary level positions in the finance ministry, marking the first time settled tribe members from the northeast India have reached such senior roles in the crucial ministry. Bumlunmang Valnam and 1992 batch officers belonging to the Paite group within the Kuki Jomi Mar community has been named expenditure secretary. Simultaneously, K. Moses Chalai and 1990 batch officers from the Mau Naga community takes charge as the Secretary of the Department of Public Enterprises. These groundbreaking appointments come as a part of the significant bureaucratic reshuffle announced last week, which included 16 other senior IAS officers appointed to key positions across various ministries. Another Manipur officer, Rajesh Agarwal, has been appointed as the officers on special duty in the Commerce Ministry and is stated to take over as the Commerce Secretary when the current incumbent Sunil Bartwal retires on September 30. The appointments gains additional significance against the backdrop of the ethnic tensions that have affected Manipur for nearly 2 years. At around 10 a.m. today, a great tussles ensure at Arongthong Makong under the Kangabok Assembly constituencies of the Thawbal district over land disputes, following which a huge mob dismantled newly erected pillars of an under-construction building. Police personnel fired tear gas cells in order to control the situations. As per report received from the place of the occurrence, a mob dismantles and destroy an under-construction buildings of the one Waikom Soman alias Tayai, aged about 53 years, son of a late W. Chauhan. DIG Range 2, Jogesh Chandra Haubisam IPS and SP Thawbal Sivanand Survey rushed to the spots along with the police teams to conduct inspection and to control the situations. And now let's take a short break. Keep watching for more updates.
Sri Sri Gaurachandrai Namo Purvasram da Kwagi Raktaleramba, Moirangthem Niranjan Singna, Maginu Sizaraba Imung Manu Saginate, Barupang Amade, Marimata Kwaipum Namutado Lamaga, Hokiba Tantarataru, Sazibugitarani Panipan by Imjakasa Nimita Siri Guru Kripadagi. Nira Karo Chaitana Das have a nam Pangzaduna Brindavan Prap Joy Cray. ꯂꯥꯛꯂꯤꯕ ꯑꯦꯄ꯭ꯔꯤꯜ 18 ꯁꯖꯤꯕꯨꯒꯤ ꯀꯨꯂꯨꯝꯗꯣꯏꯅꯤ ꯄꯥꯟꯕ ꯅꯤꯡꯊꯧꯀꯥꯕ ꯅꯨꯃꯤꯠꯇ ꯑꯁꯇꯤ ꯁꯟꯖꯦꯜ ꯂꯧꯈꯠꯆꯔꯒ ꯂꯥꯛꯂꯤꯕ ꯑꯦꯄ꯭ꯔꯤꯜ 18 ꯀꯥꯂꯦꯟꯒꯤ ꯅꯤꯅꯤ ꯄꯥꯟꯕ ꯂꯩꯕꯥꯛꯄꯣꯛꯄ ꯅꯨꯃꯤꯠꯇ ꯁ꯭ꯔꯥꯗ ꯗꯤꯟꯊꯣꯛꯂꯦ ꯎꯄꯂꯛꯁ꯭ꯌꯥꯁꯇ ꯕ꯭ꯔꯥꯍ꯭ꯃꯟ ꯕꯩꯁꯅꯣꯞ ꯑꯍꯜ ꯂꯃꯟ ꯃꯔꯨꯞ ꯃꯄꯥꯡ ꯈ꯭ꯋꯥꯏ ꯄꯨꯝꯅꯃꯛꯅ ꯃꯇꯝ ꯆꯥꯅ ꯂꯦꯡꯕꯤꯔꯛꯇꯨꯅ ꯍꯔꯅꯥꯝ ꯁ꯭ꯔꯕꯟ ꯇꯧꯕꯤꯗꯅꯕ ꯄꯥꯎꯖꯦꯟꯖꯔꯤ ꯄꯥꯎꯖꯦꯟꯖꯔꯤꯕꯁꯤꯡ ꯃꯣꯏꯔꯥꯡꯊꯦꯝ ꯑꯣꯡꯕꯤ ꯁꯂꯥꯝ ꯕꯤꯇꯦꯁꯣꯔꯤ ꯗꯦꯕꯤ ꯁꯔꯗꯃꯤꯅꯤ ꯃꯣꯏꯔꯥꯡꯊꯦꯝ ꯀꯨꯟꯖ ꯕꯤꯍꯥꯔꯤ ꯁꯤꯡ ꯃꯄꯥ ꯃꯣꯏꯔꯥꯡꯊꯦꯝ ꯑꯣꯡꯕꯤ ꯑꯁꯥꯡꯕꯝ ꯔꯣꯍꯤꯅꯤ देवी ꯃꯃꯥ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯏꯃꯨꯡ ꯃꯅꯨꯡꯒꯤ ꯃꯤꯑꯣꯏꯁꯤꯡ ꯀꯩꯁꯥꯝꯄꯥꯠ ꯂꯦꯃꯖꯝ ꯂꯩꯀꯥꯏ ꯏꯝꯐꯥꯜ ꯋꯦꯁꯠ
Alpha Center of Excellence na mayamgidamagta nungayba pauma puduna lakchari lakliba megi date 12 tagi hawraga NEET IIT JEE amadi ND gi course kar hawjargani loina na hantakta 10 pass tawkraba satra singidamakta 2 years integrated course amadi dropper batch loina na class 11 amadi 12 ki oiba foundation course amasu hapchagadawri yamna athu matamda admission tawsenbiyo
Rural Engineering Department, Manipur State Rural Roads Development Agency, MSRRDA, Manipur National Competitive Bidding through e-tendering, date Imphal, the 10th April 2025. The Chief Engineer RED MSRRDA on behalf of Governor of Manipur invites percentage bids through e-procurement from eligible and approved contractors registered with PWD Manipur or other contractors registered with other state central government departments for e-tender of 55 roads under Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana PMGSY 3 in Manipur State. The procurement officer is Chief Engineer MSRRDA Imphal. The tender details and documents shall be available online from 15 April 2025 to 6 May 2025 at pmgsytendersman.gov.in. Bid submission start date 15 April 2025. Bid submission and date and time 6 May 2025 5 p.m. Pre-bid meeting date 21 April 2025 11:30 a.m. at Conference Hall of RED MSRRDA. Date of opening of technical bid 7 May 2025 11:30 a.m. at Conference Hall of RED MSRRDA. Non-registered bidders may submit bids. However, the successful bidders must get registered in appropriate class with RED Manipur before signing the contract. As the H. Santakumar Singh, Chief Engineer, MSRRDA.
Hi friends, adom na gari thau hapam matam da di afaba thau hamna bone dress level matam da su branded oiba khali adubo adom gi khwaidagi maru oriba liver gi damakta di kari section thorang lo bi Novo Camp Health Care gi original lipsa 5G na adom gi liver swan badai ngak tholi liver bu seng doctor mathau ni thin na tawli khonga ba nungai liver gi mapang kangkalan batana tana hakchang pumba gi energy hengalali chaba tumali acidity antali afaba king lauba liver magi damak seasonabio original lipsa 5G.
Is your child ready for a future of excellence? At UNACO School, we empower young minds with the perfect blend of world-class academics, integrated need and G preparation, and personalized study plans, unlocking every child's true potential. Our holistic approach to education, state-of-the-art amenities, and a safe, nurturing environment prepare students for a brighter tomorrow. From Khongman to Channung, Maitram, and beyond, we combine technology, care, and innovation to shape future-ready leaders. Admissions for 2025 to 26 are now open. Secure your child's future today at UNACO School.
Welcome back after the break. Moving on with the Manipur Home Guards Employees Welfare Associations. In a letter dated today, the 21st April, has requested the Chief Secretary Government of Manipur to cancel the transfer order. Sachidananda Soibam MPS in charge, Commandants of the Home Guard, Manipur. The letter expressed that the Sachidananda Soibam has been carrying out significant developmental programs in office premises of the Lamfelpat, including land development, upgradations of the roads within the campus, and also been contributing towards streamlining the service norms of all Home Guards employees. It has also been stated that the Sachidananda Soibam was transferred as in-charge Commandant, Home Guard, Manipur in the month of May 2024 and has been relentlessly working for the welfare and developments of the Home Guards in the state. The association thus urged the Chief Secretary Government of Manipur to cancel the order dated 15 April issued by the Department of the Personnel and Administrative Reforms, Government of Manipur, in public interest. At around 1 a.m. in the wee hours of the 21st April to today, as Sawmills owned by one M. Manikumar, ages above 46 years, from Wabagai Mayai Lekai, was gunned down in a fire that broke out in his sawmills situated at Wabagai Lamkhai, Sugnu Roads near Lamzau under Kakching district. Team of Kakching fire substations rushed to the spot. However, the fire could not be doused as most items inside the sawmills was flammable items with most dry woods and like substances. The 18th Guru Ibungo Sarma Memorial Functions and new productions of the Re-Paibok has been held today, the 21st April at Tanta Haibung Bamun's Mandop, being organized by the Guru Ibungo Sangit Vidyalaya, Tanta Haibung Thawal District. The event was attended by the chief guest M. Nara Singh, ex-ministers Arts and Culture, as chief guest, while M. Gozendra Singh, famous poet, attended as the president, and H.H. Nava Sarma, advisory committee, Sangit Natha Academy, New Delhi, attended as the guest of honor. During the event, certificates of the honor were also presented to the H. Bimo Lata Devi, L. Soman Singh, and G. Vidyananda in commendations of their expertise. To go further with the Jujitsu Associations of the Manipur has taken part in the National Jujitsu Referee or Coach Seminar. The Jujitsu Associations of the Manipur, JJAM, has announced that 7 members teams will be representing Manipur in the upcoming National Jujitsu Referee or Coach Seminars and examinations organized by the Jujitsu Association of the India to be held from 22 to 28 April 2025 at Haldwani, Uttarakhand. These prestigious events will provide a platform for association members to enhance their knowledge, skills and expertise in Jujitsu. The members who are set to participate in the events are Korimayum Ningtham, MD K. Feroz Khan, S. Nirmal Kumar, MD Avaz Khan, Salma Lamba Meitei, Kundrakbam Santi Kumar, C.H. Sana Henba Meitei as States Delegates. Pope Francis, the first Latin American leader of the Roman Catholic Church, died at the age of 88, the Vatican said in a video statement on Monday. Francis, originally from the Argentina and the first Pope from the Americas, was also the first Pope in more than a century to live outside the Vatican's Apostolic Palace, an ornate Italian Renaissance building located next to the St. Peter's Square. His last public address was on a Sunday, April 20, 2025, for conveying Esther's message, in which he reiterated his call for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. Pope Francis, who had chronic lung disease, was admitted to the Gemelli on February 14, 2025 after a bout of the bronchitis worsens. He was treated there for a long time after he got discharged on March 23, 2025. Since his elections in 2013, Pope Francis, who is said to have never taken holiday, follows an agitated schedule that he had repeatedly refused to reduce despite his advancing age and the warning from the doctor to slow down. On Sunday, Pope Francis called for the freedoms of thought and tolerance in his Easter Sunday address. The Indian Space Research Organization ISRO has completed the second successful docking of its experimental SpaceX satellites, marking a critical milestone in India's efforts to master in orbit docking technologies, a capability essential for future space station operations and interplanetary missions. Union Minister Jitendra Singh confirms the successful maneuvers on Monday, describing the developments as key advancements in India's space program. The event involves the redocking of the SDX-01 chassis and SDX-02 target satellites, which were launched on December 30, 2024 aboard the PSLV C-60 from the Satish Dhawan Space Centers in Sriharikota. The first docking between the satellites took place on January 16, 2025, and they were subsequently undocked on March 13. Monday's event marks the second time ISRO has successfully rejoined the two satellites in orbit, demonstrating precise spacecraft rendezvous and automated docking capabilities. This puts India among the small groups of the nation, namely the United States, Russia, and China, that possesses independence in space docking technology. The achievement is seen as a foundational step for the upcoming missions such as the satellite servicing, crew lunar operations, and the developments of the Bharatiya Antariksh Stations (BAS), India's planned space station. ISRO officials says further experiments are planned in the coming 2 weeks to continue testing and refining this complex technology. The SpaceX space docking experiments missions was developed by the ISRO's UR Rao satellite centers with support from other agency units including VSSC, LPSC, SHC, IISU, and the LEOS. A day after making controversial remarks targeting the Supreme Court and Chief Justice of India, Sanjeev Khanna BJP MP Nisikant Dubey has courted fresh controversies by engaging in a heated exchange on social media with former Chief Election Commissioner S.Y. Quraisi. The argument centers around the Work Amendments Act took communal turns when Dubey accused Quraisi of the bias during his tenure. Quraisi, who served as India's 17th Chief Elections Commissioner from 2010 to 2012, had posted on social media platform X calling the Work Act a blatantly sinister or evil plans of the governments to grab Muslims' land. He expressed confidence that the Supreme Court would intervene, blaming mischievous propaganda for the public misinformation. In response, Dubey launched a scathing attack, referring to the Quraisi as not an elections commissioner but a Muslims commissioner. He alleged that during the Quraisi's tenure, the maximum numbers of the Bangladeshi infiltrators were issued border IDs in the Santals, Pargana, and regions that falls under Dubey's Goda Lok Sabha constituencies in the Jharkhand. Dubey further delves into the historical assertions, stating that Islam was introduced to India in the 712 AD by Prophet Muhammad, and that the land originally belongs to the Hindus, tribal communities, Jains, or the Buddhists. Referencing his village Bikramsila, he claims it was destroyed by the Bakhtiyar Khilji in 1189 and highlighted its historical significance as the homes of the Atisa Dipanders, a global religious scholar. Unite this country and read its history. It was divisions that created Pakistan. There will be no more divisions, Dubey wrote. The fresh controversy follows Dubey's earlier criticisms of the CJI Sanjeev Khanna, where he accused the top judge of causing civil wars in the country. He also questions the constitutional validity of the Supreme Court's directive to the presidents regarding timelines on approving legislations forwarded by the governors. In response to the backlash, the BJP distanced itself from the Dubey and followed MP Dinesh Sharma's remarks. For ELITETV News Channel, contact to the email address info@elitetv.in or 9402890982 and subscribe to ELITETV YouTube channel or follow on Facebook page, Instagram and X for more information about the channel. Before we wrap up the headlines once again. One woman found dead by hanging in suspicious condition at Sagol Band, Bijoy Govinda. Churachandpur may take United Committee submits 2 points memorandums to Governor, Chief Secretary and DC Displaced. RPI Athawale Maheswar Thaunazam states that due to the lack of the cumulative stance, the current crisis has been prolonged. Pope Francis, the first Latin American leaders of the Roman Catholic Church, dies at 88, the day after celebrating Easter. Desan organized mega blood donation camps with more than 100 voluntary blood donors in remembrance of the month of April 1981. Kuki Cho and Mao Naga IAS officers from Manipur take top finance ministry roles. ISRO completes second satellite docking, eyes future space missions. Well, that's all we have for now. Thank you so much for watching and have a great night.